Hello, boyos. Welcome to the Lonercast Spoilercast for the MCU, the entirety of the MCU. We've gone through it all, everybody. We are on the final movie. We have caught up. We are in the end game, if you will.
That's
This is
what I'm
it.
talking about, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, baby. We did it.
We've made it. We've made it through the entirety of the MCU, and we've arrived at Endgame. Granted, we still got Moon Knight around the corner, and then right after that, we got the freaking Multiverse of Madness. We will get to that as well. However,
The next Spider-Man, the next Black
whatever,
Panther, all of
whatever to
these fucking
come, whatever
movies,
comes out,
they never end.
we will get there.
She-Hulk,
Just not next week.
Miss
This
Marvel.
week, we celebrate the Endgame. We're talking Endgame. We watched it yesterday at way late at night, and I think
Wasn't
we're
that
ready to.
late.
I mean, by the time it was over, it was
It's
11:30.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 11. We didn't really get done until 11:30 because we had to.
Chit chat.
That's confidential.
Oh yeah. That's between us.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get into it. What did you think of Endgame, Jake? What did you like about? What did you dislike about it first off?
So, this movie is the culmination of the 20 some odd movies that came before it. It's like it all led to this, and what an absolute letdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, this movie is bad.
Yeah, just total crap.
Don't waste your time.
Just kidding. I love this movie. It's a great movie. It's fun to watch. It's the beginning of the movie has the perfect like somber tone, and you're like, damn, this is sad. And then you get into the heart of it, and you get some like fun actiony romps going on, a little bit of a time heist going on, and then you get brought back down when our girl, Scarlett Johansson dies. And then it goes back up. We're having some fun when we're catching the hammer, and it's just so much epicness. And then Tony dies, and then we're good. Brought back down, and Steve's an old man. Fucking awesome. Great movie. So much going on. So cool. It's got its flaws, but it's super awesome. Super great movie. What do you think?
I agree, dude. I wish I didn't, but this movie is very good. Like,
yeah,
we watched Infinity War, right? And thinking about Infinity War, I'm like, man, there's some real big flaws in this. Like, this movie was for initial release only. This movie, however, Endgame, is a solid movie by itself. Like, you could watch Endgame, know what the fuck is going on, just through context clues. I don't necessarily think you need to watch Infinity War.
I think you do.
I think it helps.
I think you do. Because I remember when it came out, everyone was like, what movies should I watch before I see Endgame? And I was just like, just see Infinity War and you're good.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to see anything else. It's fine. You'll get it.
It's true. They build the characters so well. And they did such a good job. Whereas, the original Avengers was just for a spectacle. It was just to have multiple Avengers together at once. And this one, it's like we have all of the Avengers together. We have like 20 plus characters, and they all have character. They all have a purpose, and we will explore the purpose of most of these characters. There were some characters that were kind of forgotten. Rocket to be one of them. I just felt like Rocket was just kind of he wasn't Rocket. Like, you could have substituted him in for anybody,
I kind of liked it, but like, to go back to what you were saying about this versus the first Avengers, where like the first Avengers felt like this is what happens when worlds collide. This one felt like this is the world, like this is what's happening, like this is one universe that exists within itself, where like the first Avengers felt like kind of a
multiple universes coming together.
colliding, where this one's like, no, this is the universe and they're all experiencing it together. I liked Rocket. Rocket's not as like campy and stupid as like in the other ones, but like I think it's because his buds are dead. They're all
Yeah,
gone and he's the
but he
only one
doesn't.
left. And then you get to see him working with like Tony and Bruce, and you're like, "Oh yeah, he's just a smart guy." And it would make sense that he would work with the Avengers and stuff. He'd be like part of the new Avengers team.
We
Like he
never
re-
see him with his jetpack or his guns or anything like that. Like he's always running and always getting hurt. Like
yeah.
especially at the end, he's got like a building crushing him and you feel bad for him and then you see him like scurrying around the ground, help trying to get to Groot and like cowering in fear. And it's like, "Oh, that's kind of sad." Like this is a sad moment.
Yeah.
Um
That's true. We could have seen more Rocket being cool, but there's so much going on. I
yeah.
think it made sense to just have him be like another one of the science dudes and just to remind the audience like, hey, Rocket's not just this scrappy little dude, he's also like a really smart scientist.
Right, yeah.
uh
He's a technophile or yeah, he likes to tinker and he knows his shit.
I
He's an
think
engineer.
it's an Infinity War where they're like, where Tony's like, I'm the smartest guy alive, and then Rocket's like, on Earth, like because he's like, no, I'm
Yeah,
the smartest one, you bitch. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Also, that moment with Rocket where like Nebula sits down and like they like hold hands, and you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
they're the only ones left. Like that's so sad.
yeah.
That's so sad, man.
Oh man, yeah. This movie has jerks at your heartstrings, and it also like
And your
brings you up
penis.
and your penis. It brings you up. It brings you down. Um, yeah. What I don't know what do we want to talk about this? It's such a good movie.
Yeah, there's so much like uh I think it helped so much that this was shot back to back with Infinity War, because it feels like a continuation of Infinity War. Um, like it's very connected to Infinity War, and I also like the opening sequence. Like half the people are not in the opening sequence because they're all flashed and dead. That's nice, nice little touch, nice little
Oh
touch.
yeah, yeah. The you mean the Marvel logo?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Marvel logo. And I love that we had the intro scene before the Marvel logo. We had the scene with Clint, and it's like, damn, what a way to like
Oh yeah,
what a
yeah. And his
way to
little
make us care
family
about
song.
Clint, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Cuz
And
no
you
one give
sure do.
back in the day, no one gave a shit about Clint. We didn't have the Hawkeye show, so like everyone's like, fuck this guy, he's stupid. And like
Hmm.
what a better way to make him make us sad for him than
Yeah.
him losing his family that likes mayonnaise on
Like,
hot dogs for some reason.
yeah, literally right there
Yeah.
in front of his eyes.
It's a
Yeah.
great scene.
So
Great.
sad. Um, man.
And just the fact that like that then we go to, all of them are together and like we need to kill Thanos, and Thanos is dead within like the first 10 minutes of this
Oh
movie. And
yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, dude.
"Whoa, like this is crazy." Like
It was like, okay, so I think we discovered like the timeline of it, and it was like 48 days or something like that between the time that Thanos stopped to the time that he was dead. Like it was only a month, 2 months, a month and a half, and they got back. They avenged everybody.
yeah,
And
maybe a little longer cuz they say that's when they saw the last signal go off, right? They say we saw the last
right.
signal go off, but he might have waited a bit just to like heal up before he snapped
Oh yeah.
the stones away. So maybe a little longer than 2 months, but yeah, like about 2 months.
Which is crazy. That's crazy turnaround time
Yeah,
to be like, "Hey, you fucked with our friends, now you die."
yeah,
Um
and
yeah,
and and to see like right at the beginning of the movie, we get this conflict between Steve and Tony, and you're just like, damn, like
they still
we're just
they're
going straight
still
into
go-
this.
yeah, they're still going at it. And Tony's like on his deathbed, it seems like, and they're still
He's so skinny.
button heads. Um Yeah, what did you not like about this movie?
There's there's a few things. I think we were like capturing some like leaps in logic last night. Like, why would they send Nat and Clint to the Soul Stone alone?
Yeah,
Like, why wouldn't
alone.
you send one of the super powered people with them?
Or even like, because Nebula knows what happened, right?
Not really, but like
Well, they know that
they know that
Thanos
Gamora
went
died,
there. They know that Thanos went there and didn't return with Gamora.
right?
And he like literally says, well, he doesn't say, but like Mantis says that he killed her.
He's grieving. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. So we know she dies, and Nebula knows something. Like I feel like they should have planned for that a little bit more. That in that instance, they're just like, well, let's send the most human people to this planet
right.
that like nobody has been to.
Well, and
It,
it's like you had Nebula and Rhodey with them. Like you could have just switched the teams.
yeah,
Like it could have been Nebula and Rhodey go to the Soul Stone. Like, you know, you get caught by fucking Star Lord. It's Star Lord. You can talk to him. We don't
right.
know what's going on with the Soul Stone. Maybe send the super powered people over there. But
Mm-hmm.
I understand why, as filmmakers, they decided to do that because like that's perfect. Like Nat and Clint, like they love each other. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's the perfect choice for that moment. But it wasn't like justified why they would be sent there. If there
Right.
was
Yeah.
something, I don't know how they could have done it, but like they could have done something to, and just like why they decided the teams they decided and the times they decided to go back. Like I don't know. It's very weird. Also, like, how did Tony and Steve know that there would be more Pym particles in the 70s when they go
They
back
don't.
to the
Yeah.
70s?
Tony
It
says, "I know," but he also doesn't know.
He didn't
You
know that
know.
the Pym particles existed. So like
No, he did know.
he didn't know that. Remember, Hank was like, I don't want anyone to fucking know about this, and fuck Tony Stark. Like, I'm smarter than Tony Stark. Like, he's always been like that. So it would have made more sense where he's like, I know where the stones are at one point, and for Scott to be like, oh yeah, the Pym particles were around back then too. But like Scott's like, no, don't go, guys. Don't. It would have made
Mm-hmm.
more sense if Scott was like, oh, I'll go with you guys, and then they're like, oh, see you later, Scott, and then they like tossed him the scepter
Mm-hmm.
and left without him. That would have been
Right.
better than like Scott trying to stop them. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of weird shit like that in the movie that there's just so much going on that there's gonna be some leaps in logic. Like, you know, like the
Yeah.
rat turning on the bus to get Scott out of the van or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that was kind of dumb. But like, how else do you do it? I don't know.
Yeah. You don't.
I don't know.
You have to have an answer, and it
Yeah,
could be a stupid answer.
it
One
could
of the
have.
things.
I would have liked it if it was Ken Jeong like fucking around with stuff. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" And he like pressed the
Yeah,
button. That would have been better than the rat, I think. But
that would have been. I one of the things that I don't like, and I don't like this in a lot of movies, is like the final fight scene, I guess, where the armies collide. I hated it in Black Panther. I hate it in this movie. I don't like it in 300. I don't like it in Lord of the Rings. I
I think it
feel like
works
it
really
is.
well in Lord of the Rings. You piece of shit.
I think it's just I do not get excited when I see just fucking grunts hitting each other. Like it just does not feel very
Yeah, they don't focus on that though.
important or like necessary. Like when when they're fighting Thanos, the three of them are fighting Thanos hand to hand. I was like, that is something. Like that is way more interesting. And then Thanos is like, I'm gonna tear your planet apart, and he sends a whole bunch of guys. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, you kind of ruined that for me. Like, I just feel like Thanos could do it on his own. Like, you take the fear of that guy. Like, I feel like it lessens the villain
I
when
think we
he's
would have
like, I have
questioned.
this army, you know?
I think it makes sense that he has an army though.
Yeah.
And why
Well,
would he
we've
not
seen the
use the
army.
army?
Yeah, we've
Right.
seen that. Why wouldn't he use the army anyway? You
Yeah.
know?
But and we know that the Wakandans exist. Like, why wouldn't they use the Wakandans? But like, why do they use the Wakandans and not the American government? I don't know.
And not anybody, everyone
Yeah,
else. I'm sure everyone on Earth would fight in that fight.
yeah.
Like,
Like the Wakandans are not like superpowered. I don't understand this. Like,
yeah, they just
I
have
they
technology.
have like crazy technology. So I guess they're all like Iron Man, sort of. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. Like I agree with you. It is kind of weird, but I think the way they, because it almost feels like, I think it every time I watch this movie, like we get this build up, we get this fight between Thanos and the three guys, like the OG three, and
Hmm.
it's so cool. Like that's the perfect three to have together, just like fighting together. Like they're all super powered and super super buff and shit with Thor's fucking braided out
Yeah,
beard
he
and
just
shit.
braided his beard for no reason.
And we get the moment where he catches the doubles, the hammer and the axe, and then we get the moment where he shoots electricity into Iron Man, and then we get the moment where, of course, Cap catches the hammer, which leads to the moment of the portals opening. And then, like this whole sequence is so fucking awesome. And then it leads to him going like, Avengers assemble. And I feel like as filmmakers, they had to have gone, shit, now we have to like actually choreograph the fight scene.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're like,
yeah.
shit, now we actually have to do something here. And the way they handled it was
It was all right.
okay. Like
Yeah, it was all right.
the like, you know, monkey in the middle sort of deal that was going on where they're
Yeah.
with
It's weird to me, like the fact that what were they gonna do? Like that was another thing that just kind of didn't get answered. Like they were trying to return the stones to the time, so they needed the van, right? They're like, we need to return the stones because everybody's back. What if they fucking lost? Like there's still like an invading army
I think
that
what their
is
thought
taking over Earth. Like they have that army has taken over multiple planets and
I,
killed
I
multiple planets.
I thought the thought process was like, let's just get this thing out of here and get it out of play. We can beat these guys. I think that was their thought. Like we can beat these guys, no problem. Let's just get this thing out of play. If Thanos gets this, we can't beat him. So like, let's just get it out of here. You
Could
know,
be.
I
Yeah.
thought that was it. And even if it's like we lose to them, the stones are out of play. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing he could do. So let's just get the stones out of here.
Yeah,
Let's
because
just
they're already destroyed. Yeah.
yeah, let's just send Spider-Man back in time with the fucking stones or whatever. So that's how I took it.
Well, Spider-Man wouldn't have any idea where the stones go, though.
But he's just like, I just need to jump into this portal. Like,
Oh, I guess, and then
yeah,
come drop it off somewhere.
he'd have to figure it out once he gets there. But it's
Yeah,
like we
like
got,
he just fucking gets to the past, drops it off, and goes, "All right, I gotta go back now."
yeah. I mean, they'd have to figure
Like,
it out. But like,
just
send him.
leaves the fucking gauntlet at his apartment. Like,
They could just send him back. A few days and just be like, hey, okay, we did the plan. Or whatever.
yeah,
And then they ship him off or whatever. But
that's
yeah,
true.
I just
I
felt like the,
because there was an extended period of time where Captain Marvel is holding the gauntlet, and I'm like, at any moment she could just click, and that would be
I think it would still fuck her up pretty bad to wear
I
that
don't
thing.
think so.
I think it would fuck her up. Yeah.
I don't. I think she is like photons and shit. Like she does not actually exist, sort of thing.
I think she'd get
Like
hurt just as bad as
she is just
Thanos did.
pure energy. I don't know. Thanos is a living person. Like
He's
I
an
don't.
eternal though. I mean, he's like
He's a Titan.
he's
Is he
from
also an Eternal?
he's from Titan, but he's an eternal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's stronger than every fucking Titan that exists.
It's weird that he's an Eternal, but he's not like planet sized. Oh no, he's an Eternal, not
Yeah,
a
not a celestial.
Celestial.
So he's like Gemma Chan or whatever.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
Whatever her character
yeah.
was.
Icarus.
Yeah, he's like Icarus.
You think Icarus could have taken Thanos?
I think it would have been a good fight. I mean, I think Icarus can fly, so he's got
Yeah.
that advantage.
Okay. Well,
But like
any of them. Do you think any of them could take
I
on
think like
Thanos?
Thanos versus like the big, what's the guy's name? Gil? Is Gil the big guy that's like married to
Gilgamesh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is he the one that's married to Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, they're not married, but yeah.
Yeah, he like takes he's like her
He takes
caregiver.
a caretaker, yeah.
I think they'd have a good fight. I think they're
I
like
I
similar.
think
Like they're
I think yeah, I think Thena, Angelina Jolie's character, would have a great fight with
I think they'd all
Thanos.
have a good fight because they're fucking all Celestials
That would have been sick
or
to
not
see, honestly, now that I'm thinking about
Eternals,
it.
not Celestials. Yeah,
Yeah.
because at the end of Eternals, we get the introduction of
Oh yeah, of
Harry
his brother.
Styles. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm his fucking brother, and I'm an Eternal. And it's like, oh, then Thanos is an Eternal too. And
Right.
that also explains why in Endgame he's doing what he's doing. And what a lot of people, I've read this online, he's gone through what happens with Angelina Jolie. He's lost his mind. He doesn't know what's going on. He knows that if the planets are overtaken, the Celestials destroy the planets or whatever. But
Right.
he doesn't know why that is. So he's just
Who's this? The
Thanos.
brother? Oh, Thanos. Just Thanos in
Thanos.
general.
Thanos
I
like
see.
is like Angelina Jolie's character and has lost his mind, has forgotten everything
Gotcha.
because he's like a robot and he's experienced too much. So he has no real memories. He just knows his planet got destroyed because there were too many people for some reason.
Mm,
So like he's like, I need to fix this for everyone,
right. I need to
which
get rid
makes
of.
Thanos make even more sense
Right.
as a character.
Right.
And I hope they delve into that a little bit with Thanos' brother and kind of explain that about Thanos because it's kind of interesting and it makes Endgame a little bit more interesting too. Although Thanos kind of sucks in this movie, he's just like, I'm gonna
I
like
kind of like him in this
the
movie.
compellingness of him in the first one is kind of gone in this one because he's like, I'm just gonna destroy the,
Kill everybody.
I'm
Kill
gonna
everybody.
kill
Yeah.
everybody because fuck you guys. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
That's true. He just kind of goes, you know what? I'm gonna kill everybody instead.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah. What?
What are you fighting for
Okay.
now, dude? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
That's true. It is true.
Just go to your
Let's get in.
planet and retire at this point, you know?
Yeah. Let's get into some fun facts, shall we? Shall we?
We shall.
All right. Let's do it. Robert Downey Jr. was the only actor who read the entire script. It's a fun fact.
Makes
Um,
sense.
Robert Downey Jr. Once told Anthony Russo and Joe Russo about how one of his children said, I love you 3,000 to him. The directors liked the phrase so much that they decided to include it in the film.
Robert Downey Jr. was paid a whopping $75 million for the Endgame alone.
Jeez. Could you imagine?
Oh, yeah, no wonder
Could
they
you
dropped him.
imagine?
No wonder they're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we don't want you anymore. You cost too much.
it costs so much, but I
He
mean,
was
it makes a lot of money.
he was paid $500,000 for Iron Man 1.
That's still a chunk of change.
That's a lot of money, but like 75 million, Jesus Christ, dude.
75 million, you're set. Just retire. Just retire. You don't need any more. When Avengers Endgame passed Titanic's box office total, James Cameron sent a congratulatory message to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios on dethroning his film with a photo of the Avengers A being the iceberg that sinks the Titanic.
That's awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Both Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame are the first Hollywood films to be shot entirely in digital IMAX cameras.
Ah, we did
Which
notice that.
we noticed that
We-
last night because they have the IMAX framing on Disney
Mhm.
Plus, and we're like, wow, it hasn't changed at all. It's just been IMAX the whole time.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
is
it.
cool. I did.
I think it looks good. Yeah.
For sure. Um, Although it's kind of weird that we're going back to that, you know? Well, we went to from the 4:3 aspect ratio to the 16:9, and now
Right.
we're kind of going back to like a middle ground of it. And I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? What is the point?
Well, this is an
Um,
aspect ratio of 1.9 by 1, whatever that means.
I don't know.
Just massive. Just fucking massive is what it is.
A shot back to back with Avengers Infinity War. Endgame was shot back to back with Avengers Infinity War over a period of 200 days. Um,
Uh, a ticket to Avengers Endgame was sold for $2,500 on eBay
My God,
because
why?
the movie was so sold out. Remember that? Remember when this
I
movie came
do.
out? This was one of the only movies where I'm like, I can't find tickets. I can't.
Yeah,
I barely was able to find a ticket to this goddamn movie.
yeah,
That never
that's true.
happens. And they were able to predict the box office of this movie like on Friday because all of the tickets were sold out. They're like, oh, it's gonna make $1.9 million opening or
Wow.
$1 billion like opening weekend because it
Right,
was all
because it's just like, yeah, that's as much as you can make.
yeah. This was like the and I think before the movie came out they were predicting it to make like 600 million. No, nope,
No, no
nope.
way.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely insane.
the final cameo by Stan Lee in a Marvel film was in this movie as well. Speaking of, the Stan Lee cameo is based on his own actual look in the 1970s. They used Lola visual effects to de-age Lee back to his 70s self.
Uh, he looks like Mark Maron. He looks just like Mark. He should be played by Mark Maron in a movie. Peter Quill's entry scene was reshot entirely. Unlike Jane Foster's cameo, because Jane shows up when they go back in time,
Yeah.
that was just reused footage from Thor 2.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Peter Quill's scene was reshot and the set was reconstructed. All
Wow.
all the choreography and dance moves were done again for
Oh
Endgame.
my God. Probably because they got to hit him in the
They
face.
gotta hit him in the face.
Yeah.
It was probably harder with Jane Foster. I remember when that movie came out and she showed up, Jane Foster or Natalie Portman. I was like, holy shit, they fucking got her because we talked about it in our Thor movie spoiler cast, but she was out. She's like, I'm fucking done because they were supposed to hire Patty Jenkins to do the sequel, and she didn't end up getting the movie, and Natalie Portman was fucking pissed and left, and now Natalie Portman is getting her own fucking Thor movie next year, which is insane. Just the
Hype.
way this shit works, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. The idea of showing the autographs for the original Avengers 2012 actors in the end credits came from Star Trek 6, An Undiscovered Country, which was also a finale for its cast.
It's got to be said, dude. Like this movie, I feel bad for the people in like the kids of today, and they're gonna grow up in a world where they didn't get to see Endgame opening weekend, because that experience was unlike any movie experience I've ever experienced,
Yeah.
where people were fucking cheer. It didn't matter which theater. Like when we saw Spider-Man, right? Our theater was sort of like
Yeah.
middling. Like there was some reactions. Some theaters went over the top. Some
Hmm.
theaters didn't have any reactions. With Endgame, it didn't matter which theater you were in.
Yeah.
Everyone was going nuts. Everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" Everyone's cheering
At
when
like multiple times
yeah, yeah.
throughout the
The
final scene. Yeah.
entire movie. You had to see the movie again next weekend so you could actually hear the dialogue of the movie.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
like when Cap catches the hammer, everyone's going fucking nuts. And these end credit signature things, which were so well done and perfect, like the entire audience was fucking clapping during the signatures. And when Robert Downey Jr.'s signature came at the end, everyone went fucking nuts. It was just such a
Crazy, man.
magical experience.
It is crazy. Robert Downey Jr. also officially surpassed Hugh Jackman's record for most appearances in film as the same superhero with 10. He set this record in only 11 years, where Jackman did it in 17.
Oh, I
Crazy.
well, and fucking Thor is gonna knock that out of the park real quick here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Hulk, right? I mean, like Hulk, maybe not. I guess no. It would have to be Thor. Thor is gonna take that mantle.
This is weird. Robert Downey Jr. hid his own personal snacks all over his set. The scenes where he's eating snacks and offers them to his co-stars are all improvised. I don't remember that ever happening in this movie.
Yeah, he's kind of eating some like peanuts and shit, like when he's talking to them and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, Ev Evangeline Lilly, and Paul Rudd were filming Ant-Man and Wasp and this film at the same time.
Huh. Wow. So they were
Dub
filming 3 movies at the same time.
Double paycheck, baby. Triple
Hell yeah.
paycheck, baby.
Hell yeah. It's probably just included in their contract to, hey, this is basically just one big movie. So
Um, I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything else.
it's a bummer we didn't get Luis. You know,
Fuck, I
I
don't
think
like Luis, man.
fuck you, dude. Luis is
I
the
don't
guy.
like Luis. I don't like him. Um,
The original
yeah.
title of this movie was supposed to be the Infinity Gauntlet, which is the title of the comic book.
Hmm.
But then they changed it because apparently uh, Zoe the lady who
Saldana.
the lady who plays Gamora, uh,
Hmm.
she accidentally leaked the title of it in 2017. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
"What?" And then they
That's
changed the name
funny.
of it. Uh,
Yep. All right,
uh,
let's fucking rank this thing. Let's hopefully this will work this time. You ready? Green. This one. Go live. Can you see it?
I can see it.
All right, let's bump it up. How about now?
Looks great.
Great. Take it away, boy.
Okay. Number 1, we've got Loki, maybe? Number 2, we've got Iron Man. At number 3, we've got Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. At number 4, we've got Avengers Infinity War. At number 5, we've got Spider-Man No Way Home. At number 6, we've got Thor Ragnarok. At number 7, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. At number 8, we've got WandaVision. At number 9, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. At number 10, we've got Eternals. At number 11, we've got Captain America Civil War. At number 12, we've got Captain America and the Winter Soldier. At number 13, we've got Spider-Man Far From Home. At number 14, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming. At number 15, we've got Captain America The First Avenger. At number 16, we've got Ant-Man. At number 17, we've got Black Panther. At number 18, we've got Doctor Strange. 19, The Avengers. 20, Hawkeye. 21, Black Widow. 22, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 23, Iron Man 3. 24, Avengers Age of Ultron. 25, Iron Man 2. 26, Incredible Hulk. 27, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 28, Captain Marvel. 29, Thor The Dark World. And at number 30, Thor. Nicholas, I think
Yes,
I'm the one who goes first.
I believe so.
Uh, Number 1. It's the best one.
Oh,
It's the
why?
it's the best one.
Why is it
It's
the best one?
it's the perfect ending to the series. It's got
Okay.
every character is beautifully done. I could rewatch this movie a million gajillion times. I love watching this movie. Uh, it's just the best one, man. I don't know what you want me to say. It's just the
I don't
best one.
know. I don't know, man. I don't know. That has some glaring issues.
They all do.
Um, no, I don't agree. I do not agree. Give me a glaring issue with Iron Man.
Uh, the third act.
Give me a glaring issue with Shang-Chi.
Uh, it's harder with Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I still enjoy this movie more than all of these movies combined, and I think all of these movies lead to this movie and jump off the back of this movie. Um,
Yeah.
I think this is honestly, they should have ended the series with this movie and just called it quits for a few years. Which I mean, they kind of did because of COVID, but
Yeah.
Like
It wasn't really
unintentional.
their choice.
Yeah, they like unintentionally did that. But yeah, I think it's the best one. And I think we'll talk about people will talk about Endgame and Infinity War uh, for decades. Like this that it's it's the movie of like all the MCU movies. I think people will always point to Endgame as, and it's also it's the highest grossing movie of all time. Like,
That's true.
and I think there's a reason for that, you know.
All right, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you.
Damn.
We'll put it at number one.
Just to get Loki out of there too.
Yeah, just to beat Iron Man because we've gone through 31 movies and Iron Man is still at the top.
It's just a great foundational movie, dude.
Yeah,
And I feel like Avengers Endgame is like the new foundation for what everything that's come after uh has like dealt with the blip and you
yeah,
know the ramifications of the blip and the timelines. Like it all comes back to Endgame now, you know.
it is true. It's very true. It did set up all of that stuff. It
Like
really did.
like phase 4 was really hinged on Endgame. Just like
I'm,
the rest of the movies have really hinged off of Iron Man. So
looking at this list, I'm happy that Avengers Endgame is up there, but I also think Shang-Chi should be higher. But
I'm down to move Shang-Chi below Endgame. Like if we just want to make that decision right now.
yeah, I'm actually down. I'm actually down.
I mean, I know this is like against the rules, but fuck the rules. We make the rules around here.
Because Shang-Chi was just so
Yeah, the more I think
freaking
about it. I,
fantastic. I
and I
think
think
about it every time we do the show. I'm like, dude, Shang-Chi is like a perfect movie. Like it's not even like it's a superhero movie, yes, but also it's just a good fucking movie.
and it's
Like they did
pretty and
such a
like
good
yeah,
job
it's
with it. Like,
yeah.
oh, the
Uh
fights, the choreograph.
and if I'm being honest,
Personally I put it above Avengers Endgame because of the fight scenes. I feel like the fight scenes in Shang-Chi were better um than Endgame, but I understand there's more to it than just, you know, locations and not bad looking CG.
I think both movies are just like special movies. And I think I put it below Iron Man in the first place just because like I didn't want to have recency bias with Shang-Chi
Right.
when we ranked
Yeah.
it.
Agreed. Agreed.
And now
Yes,
that
for
we've
sure.
watched it again, which I do think is what happened with Loki, was the recency bias.
Recency bias. And it was
Yeah.
the first one. That was I think it was the first thing we watched
As a
in the Lonercast. Spoiler
maybe,
cast.
maybe. I can't remember. I thought we no, we did the Falcon Winter Soldier.
I mean, it's easy to go back and watch. Did we do Falcon when we did Falcon Winter Soldier? Yeah, but Loki. Oh, we did Falcon Winter Soldier first,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You're right.
We didn't do WandaVision together. We watched that separately.
Right.
So we just sort of threw that on there, I think.
Yeah.
But me and
Well,
Austin did a long
that
ass
was
video
but
about that.
that was before we even had this whole plan. We watched WandaVision.
Yeah, we didn't
It
do
was
a
after WandaVision. We're like, we should watch the whole MCU.
and we
I
fucking
think,
did it, dude.
and we fucking did it.
Took like a
Congrats,
year.
boy. Congrats. High five. Nice.
Now we do
Um,
Star Wars.
Now we do Star Wars,
Star Wars is going to be a
baby.
lot easier. There's a lot less movies. There's like fucking 12 of them or something.
Yeah, not 31.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision to start with that, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm
Yeah.
glad it's over. I need a break
Well, I'm
from
glad we did it now and not later because it would have been so many more movies
yeah.
when we if we decided to do it later, and it just would
Yep.
have. And it's every year they're like we're gonna release 12 movies now,
Yeah. That's
and,
true.
and we got in on the shows on the ground floor too, which we didn't
Yep.
with Star Wars. So it's gonna. I don't think we'll even include those in our list. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to include the shows because some of the shows in Star Wars goes like 8 seasons, or I don't know how many there
Oh,
are
like
in
Clone
Clone Wars.
Wars.
Yeah,
I was
Clone
just,
Wars goes on for a while. I'm
I
like,
was just thinking live action, but
oh, live action shows. We could do that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool
good.
with adding that because those aren't too long. You know.
I still haven't fully finished Boba Fett, but
Uh, all right. Anyway, that's our fucking rankings. That's our final rankings as
Woo!
of today, as of up to date as we can possibly be with the MCU. Be sure to check out our other Lonercast shows such as Last Week in Games and also other spoiler casts. And Jake's working on a fucking X-Men thing,
It's true.
so look out for that.
I'm trying to
And
get that X-Men thing out before Multiverse of Madness, but the more I work on it, the more I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get this done by the time that comes out. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna try because the way I'm looking at it is, it's like they could be in the Multiverse of Madness. So like,
oh, I
it's
see. I see
that's
what
why I
you're
wanted
saying.
to do it. I was like, if I could get this out, it's
Wouldn't you want to do it
relevant.
afterwards, though? I feel like you'd
I
want to do it
think.
afterwards.
Well, and that's why I'm like, if I can get it done before, if I could get it out like the weekend before, that'd be
Hmm.
cool. But if not, that's okay because
Right.
I wanted to
It's
get
still
it.
relevant.
I want to get it out around that time though.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, stay tuned for fucking Star Wars. We're not gonna start it up right away, but eventually on the channel we'll do a Star Wars rankings and discussion for each of the Star Wars because that is our one true love.
and
Um,
then we'll do all the Sharknadoes.
oh God, not again. God, not again. Um, Yeah, we'll have a list up on our Twitter and probably Facebook and stuff of our what was that website called?
Letterboxed,
Letterbox. We'll have a letterbox list just to make it look nice and have people comment. So comment if you got comments, if you think we've placed something wrong, like Loki, we agree, maybe. But also, yeah, just comment away. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why we're right. What's your favorite MCU? And man, this was a fucking journey, wasn't it?
yeah, we did it though. We did it,
Fucking crazy.
and we can always
Finale.
go back on our videos and criticize our past selves for our stupid opinions.
It's true. It is true. Time is always moving. And
Into the future.
and go see a movie with your mom.
Yeah,
She deserves to go out
your
and watch a
mom
movie.
wants to see the Batman, and you should take her to see it.
I agree. I agree. Even if she doesn't actually, if she tells you she doesn't want to see the Batman,
She
you
does.
should be like, "Hey mom, we should go to the movies." And then like buy the tickets beforehand and then go into the movie and just be like, "Oh yeah, this is, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants." And then it's Batman. It's like, "Fuck yeah."
No, I know your mom, listener. I know her well, listener. And I know she was a huge Twilight fan, and she's gonna love seeing Rob Pattinson
In
being.
his emo
Yeah,
phase, yeah. His emo autistic phase for
that's
sure.
right. That's your
For
mom.
sure. She loves that shit.
That's
Take her
right.
to a movie. All right. Peace out, everybody.